No, Jennifer's a beginner, so I'll be gentle. I do always a more beginner sort of yoga anyway, so you're in safe hands. So, so we'll just sit cross-legged. If you want to sit more like Seiza, like Japanese style, you're more than welcome to. And essentially what we'll do is just start with just gentle breathing. I think that even now it's coming to Japan, all the lockdowns and stuff, it's getting quite stressful. Is the heater okay, guys? I'll just see. Yeah, yeah. And then if you want to mute your microphone, you can, or whatever. And but if you want to, you can leave it on. There's so few, like there's only like 1, 2, 4 other people, so I think it's kind of nice. And then you can kind of be like, ugh, what's going on? Cool. And then you're just going to place your hands, palms facing up. Seeing as it's the morning, want to bring a bit of energy up. And then here, if you've got any tension in your shoulders, just see if they're high up or if they're low down. And then just check your stomach. Hopefully your leggings aren't tight. And we'll just take one normal breath here. And you're welcome to keep the eyes open or the eyes closed. And just see how you feel. So I'm just going to do it in English. I hope that's okay. And then we're going to take a slightly longer breath. So in through the nostrils, so inhaling. And then exhaling through the nose again. So we're going to do that 4 more times. You're welcome to close your eyes. So inhaling through the nose. And then exhale. So you're going to do 3 more of those. So as you inhale, just check how your face is doing. Is there any tension there in the forehead, the cheeks or the jaw? And then exhale. And then 2 more. So we're going to inhale this time. Just see how your shoulders are doing. Are they high up? Are they relaxed? Exhale, relax those shoulders a little more. So we'll do 2 more breaths. So inhaling through the nostrils and just check your stomach this time. If you're holding any tension there. If you are, just relax there as you exhale. And then the final breath, we'll just do a slightly bigger breath. So we're going to inhale, nice deep breath through the nostrils. And then a nice deep exhale again. And then next we're just going to do the same thing, but this time you're going to bring the left hand up to your right, just your heart, so check where it is, and then your right hand up to your stomach. So you're going to inhale here, nice and deeply. And then just see where your breath is in your body. Is it more in your stomach? Is it more in your chest? Or are you breathing really short? Are you breathing really long? I'll do that again 4 more times. So inhaling here. And then exhaling again. And then 3 more breaths. We're going to inhale here. Nice slow, deep breath. And then exhale. Again, just see here, if your breath is a bit faster, a bit slower, it doesn't matter, you can always count for yourself. Nice deep inhale, and then nice deep exhale here as well. And then final ones, just like earlier, nice extra deep breath, so inhaling all the way in so you can't breathe at all. And then exhale, nice and deep as well, let it all go. bringing both hands just above your knees. And here we're just going to do a deep inhale through the nose. So we'll do 3 times, and then exhaling, sighing through the mouth. So you're going to inhale through the nose and sighing out of the mouth. So as I like to say, as you inhale, we're just going to bring in some positivity. And then exhale all the negativity, all the crap, exhale it out. So nice final deep breath here. Inhaling through the nose. And then a deep exhale out through the mouth. And then here we're just going to bring both hands out in front of you. And then you're just going to sort of bend down, so kind of like a child's pose. So here you can be as high or as low as you want. And we're just going to stay here for about 2 breaths. And then you're going to press on those hands. We're going to just come back up. And then you're just going to bring the foot that's in front, you're just going to bring it in and just do the same again. So bring the foot in and just swap the legs and then the cross legs, and then you're going to exhale. You're going to stay where you are for 2 breaths. So you could stay as low or as high as you want. If you're very, very low, just make sure your butt cheeks are still kind of touching the ground. And then pressing on those hands, you're going to inhale, you're going to come back all the way back up. And just a quick pause here, just see how you feel. And then what we're going to do is bring both feet behind you, bring them out, and feet behind, and then hands like a tabletop. So essentially what you really want to do is bring the wrist right underneath the shoulder, and then the left wrist down as well. And then the knee is going to be directly underneath your hip. That's it. So if you're not sure, just have a look. And then we're going to press down on the palms, and then you're going to inhale, you're going to bring the stomach down, the bum up towards the sky, you're going to look up. And then you're going to do the opposite. So this is cat pose or cow pose, and then we're going to exhale, we're going to get into cat. So you're going to look in towards your belly, the stomach's up towards the sky, and then your bum's kind of in. And then we're going to do the opposite again. So you're going to inhale, and as you look up, and then you're going to exhale, looking down into your belly, and then your spine's going to go the opposite way. So do 2 more times. So inhaling, looking up towards the sky, belly down, chest down, and then you're going to exhale, belly up, chest up towards the sky, bum in, and then looking towards your bum. And then inhale, just come back to a neutral position, and we're going to press on those palms, we're going to bring the bum back. So here you can totally have your knees together like Caesar style, or bring them out, it's totally up to you. And then you're just going to bring your forehead down, press the palms down, and just take about 3 nice deep breaths here. I'm just going to have some water. And I'm just going to check the comments, everyone's okay. Nice. Then final breath here. Then you're going to press on the palms of your hands, and we're going to come up. And then we're just going to cross the legs again, and then we're just going to warm up a bit of the neck. So we're just going to bring both hands just onto the top of your knees. And then here we're just going to roll the head. We're going to look down. We're going to do it 3 times. And then as you inhale, so kind of like the breath we did earlier, you're going to look up. Then you're going to exhale back down. And then you're going to inhale, looking up. And when you're done with that circle, come back to the center. And then we're going to go the other way. So you're going to inhale, looking up. And here you might notice that the other side that you started on is a bit more stiff. It's pretty normal. So just move a little more carefully. So you inhale up. Exhale down. 3rd one, inhaling up. come back to center. Keep your eyes closed if you'd like to. Just take one normal breath here. See how you feel, how your body feels, and then we're going to move a little more now. So plant those feet down, and then we're going to inhale, we're going to come up. You can always use your hands if you need to, and then we're just going to get onto the front of the mat. So we're going to start with some half sun salutations. So I really like to do these. So you essentially want to have, so there's two styles. You can either keep your feet together. I prefer to put mine apart, I've got really wide feet. And then you're going to press down on the big toe, and then you're going to sort of make your knees nice and strong, thighs strong. Bum is not sticking out, but rather like sticking in a little bit more, so you have a nice strong core. Then your hands are by each side. So you're kind of in mountain pose, well you are in mountain pose, Tadasana. And you can't see the mountains from the window, but they are around where I am, so let's just imagine that. And then we're going to inhale, bring the hands up towards the sky. And then you're going to exhale, we're going to fold forward, you're going to bend the knees. And here you're really going to relax the head. So why are you bending the knees? Is so your thighs and your stomach can kind of reach each other. And then you're going to put the hands up to your shins. You're going to inhale, looking halfway and looking forward. And then you're going to exhale back down. Back into Uttanasana. And then you're going to inhale, you're going to come all the way back up. And then you're going to exhale, you're going to bring your hands back down by your side. That's it. Then we're going to go about the same pace. So we're going to inhale, hands up to the sky. And then you're going to exhale, we're going to move forward. If you want to go a little faster, more than welcome to. And then hands to shins, you're going to inhale. You're going to sort of straighten the legs, but here you want to really press the chest down. Nice long spine looking forward. And then you're going to exhale back down. Let it all go. And then we're going to root your eyes. So hands up, 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 up. It's kind of coming up slowly. Then your hands are going to come up above your head. And then you're going to exhale, hands back down by your side. Nice. We'll do a little faster now. So you're going to inhale, 2 more. Inhale, hands up above the head. Then we're going to exhale, you're going to fold forward, bend the knees, relax the head. Press your hands down on the ground. And then hands to shins, you're going to sort of straighten the legs, long spine looking forward. Then you're going to exhale back down. Just a quick break here before we bring our hands up. So bring your hands up into the sky, towards the sky. And then hands back down, back into mountain pose. So one more. So you're going to inhale, hands up to the sky. You're going to exhale, you're going to fold forward. That's it. Hands to shins, you're going to look forward, not too far, just kind of half a meter in front of you. And then exhale, back down. And then we're going to inhale, hands up to the sky. Hands up above you. Then you're going to exhale, hands back down by your side. So move a little more now. So a little bit stronger. So you're going to inhale, kind of do the same thing. Inhale, hands back up towards the sky. Then you're going to exhale, you're going to fold forward. But this time you're going to sort of leave the hands where they are and put them just a slightly more forward in front of your feet. And we're going to get into plank. So you're going to bring your feet behind you. And here you're staying in plank. If this is really strong, you can always bring your knees down. It's totally optional. So if you've got your knees up, just stay where you are. One breath here. And then when you're going to exhale, if you've got your knees down, this is what it looks like. You're going to bring the elbows in and sort of squaring the arms, and then exhale down. Pressing on the palms of your hands. You're going to squeeze the butt cheeks, pressing your feet down onto the ground. You're going to inhale into a little cobra. So looking forwards, shoulders down. Check where your shoulders are. And then exhale back down. And then you're going to press down the palms of your hands. Bring the toes in. You're going to bring the bum up towards the sky. And then you're going to get into your first downward facing dog. So Jennifer, if this is your first ever down dog, you're pressing down on the hands. You can bring the arms sort of straight and then the chest down towards the mat. And here normally people think that it's really important to have the legs straight, but that takes quite a while depending how what sports you do, what you're doing generally lifestyle wise, and how flexible you are. So you're going to press the chest down more, and here you can always bend the knees. So it's kind of like you're about to go jump forwards like a frog.
So here, let's just bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees, and then straighten them out. And just because it's the first down dog, I'm going to bend the right knee, leave the left one straight, and then you're going to bend the right leg, straighten the right leg, but bend the left knee. We're going to do that again. So it's kind of like you're bicycling. So right knee bent, left leg straight, and then again, left leg bent, right leg straight, and we do that again. Right, bent, and then left again, and then finally back into down dog. And anytime, if you're feeling really tired or a bit woozy, you can always bring your knees down and get into child's pose. But here for now, just stay in down dog. I'm just going to check if I can see anyone, how you're doing. Yeah, I can't really see you, Jennifer, that well. Maybe if you, I think if you bring it down a bit. That's it, you got it. Yeah, it's a bit hard, isn't it? Because it's like so far or so close. I'll just wave to everybody. Okay, nice. Then, so you're going to press down on the palms. And here we're just going to look from down dog. That's it. I'll just check later for you, Jennifer, because everyone else is waiting. And then we're going to bring both feet forward. So here, depending on your practice, you can either jump the feet to your hands, or you can walk the feet towards your hands. And then your hands are going to come to your shins. You're going to come halfway looking forward, just like we did earlier. And then you're going to exhale back down. And then we're going to inhale, coming all the way back up. And then exhale, hands back down by your side. Awesome, so we'll do that again. So we're going to inhale, hands up to the sky. And then you're going to exhale, you're going to forward Uttanasana, just relax the head, bend the knees if you need to. Then your hands are going to come to your shins. You're going to sort of straighten them out, you're going to look forwards. And then you're going to exhale again, coming back down. And then this time you're going to press the hands in front of your feet. You're going to bring the feet behind you again, plank pose. So if you want to really strengthen the body, stay in plank. If you want to sort of get some strength still and sort of still try, you can bring your knees down. So totally up to you. And then I'm going to bring my knees down. And then exhale, you're going to bring the elbows in towards your body. You're going to bring yourself lower, 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 lower down. And then you're going to do the same as we did earlier. So pressing the palms down, sort of pressing the feet a little bit. Squeeze the bum. You're going to inhale, you're going to look up. Shoulders down, looking forwards. So like a mini cobra, if you want to get into a bigger one, you can. And then exhale, you're going to come back down. You're going to get into down dog now. So pressing the palms of your hands, tuck the toes in. You bring the bum up towards the sky. And then just check your feet. You might have to bring them in a little bit like I did. And then if you need to bend the knees, you can. And what you really want to do is press the hands down and all the way up to your lower back. It's a nice long spine. It's not going to be straight, so I'm not going to say straight. Yeah, that's it, you got it. Nice, nice. Nice, Shinobu-san, very good. Awesome. Okay, so I think I've only got 3 people that I can see. So one more breath here, and then we're going to move on. So we're going to bring either here, so if you want to jump, if you want to try it, you kind of intermediate level, you can bend the knees, and then you just jump towards the feet, towards your hands, or you can walk them. So I'll jump them just to show you, and then you're going to bring the hands up to your shins, you're going to inhale, looking forwards, and then you're going to exhale, forward, down into Tadasana. Then you're going to bring your hands all the way up to the sky. So this time you're going to bring your hands up above your head in prayer. And then you're going to exhale, bring them down towards your heart. And then you're going to exhale, hands back down by your side. And just see how you feel here, because that's kind of the warm-up. I'm going to have to check the time. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. So back in mountain pose. I love this pose. I think it looks easy, which it is, but then it also has a bit of underlying strength, I think, to be able to stand so straight and not lean onto one side or the other. So we're going to move on a little bit. Yep, and then high arch. Okay, so hands up towards the sky. I'm going to inhale, hands up to the sky. And I'm going to exhale, hands back down. So kind of the same thing as we did earlier. Then you're going to relax the head. And then you're going to bring yourself hands to shins, you're going to look forward. And then you're going to come back down. And then you bring your hands down, you bring the right leg back. And then you're going to bring yourself, so you might need a bit of, like, if you need support, you can use the wall, whatever. Can you bring yourself up? And here you're going to get into a high lunge. So here, your hips might be more to the side. So that's fine, but let's just press the right hip as the leg is elongated, right towards the front. And then just check your foot. I tend to put mine in a bit too much. You just want it really in line with the left hip. And then just check everybody. Nice. So shin over side, you might want to bring your foot back a little bit. That's it. And then, yeah, Clara, you got it. Jennifer, I can kind of see your knee. And then staying here, you're going to bring your hands back behind you and you're going to inhale, hands up above you. You can bring them up above you in prayer. Just one breath here. And then we're going to exhale, hands behind you. And then you're going to exhale, you're going to press the arms as you clasp them behind you. You're going to exhale down, look up. And staying here for another breath. And then you inhale, hands up to the sky. Just staying here in high lunge. As you exhale, then inhaling again, nice and tall. Then you're going to exhale, you're going to sort of wheel the arms down. And you bring the left leg back. So now you get into a plank. Yeah, you got it. And here again, just like earlier, you can bring your knees down or have them up. Exhale, bring the elbows down. And then here we're going to go into a big cobra. So hands down, toes sort of pressing, feet pressing down, bum tucked in. You're going to inhale nice and tall to a cobra, shoulders down towards the ground. Then you're going to tuck the toes here. You're going to press on your palms. You're going to get straight into a downward dog. So straight into down dog here for 2 breaths. Let's just check how you're doing. And turn down my heater. Yeah, awesome. You got it. Very good. Nice. So obviously here, like I said earlier, you can always press the knees down. If your heels aren't quite touching the floor, it's okay. And then here we're going to go to the other side. So right leg was behind this time, so we're going to bring the right leg up above you. So kind of like your three-legged, well, it is three-legged dog, almost like your dog having a pee. And then you're going to bring your right foot up towards your right hand in the middle, and you're going to get into that high lunge. So you're going to inhale, come back up. So here, check your hips. If you're a bit more to the side, you're going to bring that left hip a bit more forwards. Right hip back a little bit, so that should straighten them out. So they're kind of like in line with your shoulders. Then hand back down by your side. You're going to inhale, hands up above you. Very good. And then you look forwards. One breath here. Inhaling, staying where you are. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring both hands behind you. And then you're going to exhale, back down. And 2 breaths here. And then inhale, hands back up above you. Stay here for 1 breath. And then you're going to inhale. So here, just bring the left foot that's behind you up. And then you're going to bring it down. And then you're going to get straight back into your mountain pose. That's it. So we're going to move a little more. If you're getting a bit warmed up now. So you're going to inhale, hands up above you. And then we're going to exhale, forward fold. Hands down. And then we're going to bring the left leg behind you this time. And then we're just going to bring the left knee down. So untuck the back foot. And you're just going to stay where you are. You're going to bring yourself up. So here we're going to see where our hips are. So just check again if the right hip is a bit more forward. Just bring it back a bit to the right. Left hip forward, looking forward. Then hands up down by your side. Nice. Then you're going to inhale, hands up above you. And then we're going to do a bit of a half split. So we're going to bring both hands out in front of you. And here, you kind of like you're about to go running, like go for a sort of lunge, but you're going to bring the foot down, straighten out the leg. That's going to bring the foot up. So here, you can totally have the foot leg bent. And if you'd like to, you can bring the foot down. So here, yeah, of course, like it would look very beautiful to have more your chest down, but that doesn't really matter too much. So you really want to feel it on the back
in the hamstring area, and then if you need to come up higher, you might have to use more of the strength of your legs. If you can come a little lower. So you're going to press the chest down towards that right leg. So this is pretty intense. So if this is way too intense, just really bend the knee, just still feeling that sort of feeling of the hamstring, chest down, that's it. And then we're going to bend the foot again, so put the foot down, knees bent, hands up towards the sky. It's a bit of a flow here, so, and then exhale, hands back down, and then straighten that leg again, pointing the foot up towards the sky. And then exhale, foot back down, knees bent, hands up above you. Very good. And then we're going to exhale, you're going to bring both hands down, you're going to bring that foot back and get into a vinyasa. So either stay where you are like this into a sort of knees down lunge, or you can get straight into, not lunge, sorry, a plank, or straight into a plank. And then exhale, we're going to chaturanga down. But this time I'd like you to do some back strengthening. So I'm going to point the feet up, put a bit of strength in the butt cheeks, into the lower back, and you're going to inhale, bring your hands up, so kind of like you're flying. As I'm in Japan, like say it's like your Anpanman, or any sort of fictional flying character you'd like, and then exhale, bring your health back down, press your palms down, tuck the toes in, back into down dog, and just take 2 quick breaths here. This is meant to be a resting pose. When you first do yoga, it doesn't feel like it. And just stay here for another breath. And then you're going to bring the left foot up this time. So left foot's going to come up. Oh, sorry. It's the right foot, isn't it? So right foot's going to come up. No, I've got it wrong. Sorry. Just staying down dog. Left foot's going to come up towards the sky. Left foot's coming forwards. That's it. Right knee's down. Untuck the back foot. And then you're going to come up. And then straighten things out. So staying here, just check your lunge. Just see if your left hip is too far back, too far forward. See how your knee's doing. Hopefully it feels good. And then looking forward. And then you're going to do the flow again. So you're going to inhale, hands up towards the sky. Then you're going to exhale, you're going to bring the hands down. And then bring the right knee, or the left knee, excuse me, sort of straight. So if it's still bent, but you still want to have that foot pointing up towards the sky, and the knee can be bent. But what you really want to do is press that chest down towards that foot, the mat, or the floor, if you don't have a mat. That's it. So you can always strain that leg. So instead of really feeling like you need to press the chest towards that leg, it's more just the leg is straightening and the chest is pressing down towards the ground. That's it. And I'm going to bend that knee again. I'm going to get into the low lunge again. So inhaling, hands up. Check your hips, left hip back, right hip forward. I'm going to flow again. And then you're going to exhale, bring the hands down, kind of half splits. One day we'll do the splits. Maybe not today, unless you're a gymnast. And then staying here for one more breath. So really pressing that chest down, constrain the leg. So it's more just feeling like the leg is straight. You can always bend the knees, it really doesn't matter too much. And then bring the foot down, hands up towards the sky. And then we're going to bring ourselves into a vinyasa again. So you're going to bring the hands down, the left foot's going to come back. So here you can stay into a knee down plank or get into a proper plank, depending how strong you're feeling. And then exhale down, chaturanga. We're going to fly again. So inhale, feet off the ground, bum cheeks nice and strongly together. And then hands up, chest up, and then looking forward. You're flying again. And then exhale back down. Then you're going to press down on the hands. We're going to tuck the toes in. We're going to bring ourselves back into a downward facing dog. So here you can either stay in down dog if you're a bit like, ugh, I don't want to do this. You can always bring your knees down. Get straight into the child's pose. Oops. And then if you're already still in down dog, just stay here for one more breath. And then what we're going to do is just look where your hands are. So you're going to kind of bring your right foot towards outside of your right hand. So if you have a mat, it'll be on like the outer edge. So right foot outside of the mat.
or either outside. The outside would be really intense. If you want it less intense, just bring it closer to your right foot. So here we're staying in sort of a lizard pose. So you can either stay high up. So here this is really like a hip, like this is mostly hip opening yoga poses I'm doing for you guys. So you're going to stay here. If you'd like to go deeper, you bring the left knee down. And then here, you can either sort of bring your pelvis up and down just to stretch it further, but I prefer just to stay exactly where I am and just to let the body sort of stretch itself out. So staying here. Hi Nina. And then nice sort of deep lizard pose. This might be a bit deep if you just started. And then if you're super more like into this and flexible, you can always calm yourself all the way down, but I haven't been doing many hip openers, so I'm staying right here. So stay here for a little bit more. And then you're going to press the palms flat down. You're going to bring the foot behind you. I'm going to bring the elbows in towards the middle of your body. So like we did earlier, we're going to just do a cobra pose. You're going to bring your hands down. You're going to inhale, sort of like a cobra, and then we're going to bring yourself down, press on the palms of your hands, tuck the toes in. We're going to go backwards because we're going to do the same on the other side. Left leg's coming up, and then looking towards your left hand. You're just going to bring that left foot towards the left hand, so into lizard. You can bring it further out if you really want to like deepen the sort of stretch there in your hips, or just leave it where it feels comfortable. So staying here. The right knee can also be a little bent, obviously, if that's necessary, but you'll feel the opening in your groin area. So here, this is where you'll notice my right side or your left side, which is more stiff, which is more flexible. So usually if you practice at home, you might want to spend a bit more time on one side or the other. For now, I'm going to talk to you to distract you. And then just staying here. So you're going to just bring the right knee down if you'd like to, and then if you'd like to go further down, you can. I'm going to stay right here. And then here, what I'd like also to do is to sort of, you know, the hips kind of are going apart, but you really want them to kind of straighten out. So what I mean by straight is just to be sort of in line with your shoulders. That's it. And then pressing down the hands, you're going to do the same as we did earlier. So tuck the toe in if your knee's down. You're going to bring the left leg behind you. You're going to exhale, so if you can either bring your knees down, stay in plank, exhale down. Press the palms of your hands. We're going to inhale into a cobra pose, shoulders down. Nice, and then exhale, coming back down. You're going to press the palms of your hand, tuck the toes in, and get into a nice, comfortable pose. I love this pose, but last in a child's pose. So you're going to really press down on the hands. You could either bring your forehead down to the mat. If that's not accessible, that's fine. See how your lower back feels. I know that for some people that can be quite a painful pose, but hopefully it feels nice. Instead, obviously you're the master of your own body. This isn't a performance, this is your yoga practice, so definitely listen to your body. Number one teacher is you. And then just stay here for 2 more breaths. We'll move a little more. I just really have to check the time, so stay here for a little bit longer. Okay, a bit more time. And then final breath here, so whether you're exhaling, inhaling, let it go here. So you're going to press down on the palms of your hands. You're going to tuck the toes in, and you're going to get into a downward dog. So here, you can bend the knees, chest down towards the mat, pressing down on the palms. And you're going to kind of look in between your feet. And then the left leg's going to come up towards the sky, and the left leg's going to come in the middle of your hands. And what you're going to do here is the back foot is going to come to about 90 degrees, and the front foot's going to come 90 degrees. So you're going to face sort of to the right. Now I'm facing you, so that works well. And then you're going to sort of tuck the heels in a little bit. I really like to do this pose. So you're going to bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees. So you're kind of bringing yourself into a squat position with like very wide-legged squat. You're going to bring yourself up. And then when I teach people in the ski area, I like to say that this is sumo, to be like culturally
I don't know, make a little joke. So it's actually goddess pose. So if you're a lady, you're probably totally okay with it, but I know men probably don't like it. So so here, depends how intense you want to go. If you really want to feel in those thighs, you're going to go down low like you've seen those sumos go. I don't know how they do it, but bring your hands down onto the knees. And what you're going to do here is bring the right hand, you're going to get a bit of strength there. You're going to bring the right shoulder down. You're going to press on the left hand on the left knee. You're going to look behind you on the left. So stay here for one breath. If this is really intense, being so low down, you can always bring yourself a little bit higher up. Just make sure not to just dump into the stretch. You're going to sort of use a bit of your bum to strengthen there. And then you're going to inhale back to center. We can go to the other side. So good, looking towards the right, pressing on that left hand and that left knee. Staying here for one more breath. I'm going to do that again. So pressing on the right hand this time, right knee, looking towards the left. Then here I can feel my hips. I'm going down too low, so I'm going to just sort of squeeze the hips in a little bit, come up a little higher, and then come back to center. And then you're going to do that again on the right, so looking behind to the right. And then we're going to inhale, coming back to center, and do a power pose, because we all need a bit of power as women. So you're going to bring yourself, you can bring yourself higher, lower is obviously more intense. Bring yourself hands to the side. We're going to do a mudra, so you're going to sort of circle the index finger onto the thumb. You're going to bring yourself arms straight, staying here. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3. Final breath here. Then you're going to straighten the legs out. And next what we're going to do is bring both hands up to your hips. And what we're going to do is bring the right foot, you're going to tuck it 90 degrees this time. You're going to look towards the left. That's it. And then we're going to bring ourselves into a triangle pose. So I think I've tucked my foot in a bit too much. You really want it like 90 degrees. And then you're going to bring, it's kind of like a warrior, but it's not. And then you're going to straighten the legs, bring both hands out to the side. So here, if I was there with you, with no coronavirus, I would try and hit your hand and you'd be strong, like you wouldn't move. So you're going to really press those fingertips out nice and strong. You're going to bring your left hand down, 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 down. We're not going to stay here for too long. So here essentially you're going to bring the left hand just up to above the ankle. You're going to sort of press down into that hand, and you can always stay higher up. And essentially what you want to do is, if I show you this way, I think that's going to work. It's kind of like you're stuck in between two panes of glass. Like you're just literally like in a really, really small alleyway. I hope never happens to you. So you're staying here for one more breath. You can either look up if your neck is feeling good. If you've got a bit of pain or anything, just look down. And then you're going to inhale back up, and we're going to do that on the other side. So bring your hands up, and again, nice strong hands. If I like hit your hand, it's not going to wobble down. And your left foot's going to come to 90 degrees, and then this time this foot is going to come straight. Hopefully you can see. And then you're going to bring your hands out. You hear what's going to happen is your hips are going to open up. That's it. And what you're going to do is this hand, it's like I'm sort of like being pushing you, pushing you, pushing you, pushing you, pushing you down. And then you're going to put the hand either up above here, lower down obviously if you need to. And then here you're going to really lift the left hip up, left shoulder up, and then looking up towards the sky. I'm just going to itch my eye. And then look up. And then staying here for another breath. So again, you're nice and flat, like you're in a really tight alleyway between two walls or panes of glass. At first, it might feel a bit awkward, so triangle pose. Not my favorite, but so it's kind of nice. And then inhale, hands up to the sky. Hands going to come back to your hips. And you're going to tuck the toe in, and we're going to get into Malasana. So you're going to bring the feet in a little more, a bit like a frog, and then you're going to bring yourself down. So like you know, like you see in Japan, like Oji-san smoking. So old men smoking pose. And then it's actually a yoga pose, garland pose. And you're going to press the elbows into the creases of your knees, and you're going to press the palms. So just one breath here. If your heels are coming up, that's totally fine. If your bum's coming up, that's totally fine. But what you really want to sort of feel is the sort of bum pressing down, the chest coming down. But generally in Japan, most people can do this really easily because of sitting on the floor and so on. And then you're going to bring the bum down on the floor. Now we're going to start to relax a little more now. So you're going to bring the feet out. So here, this one's like sort of typical pose. You're gonna get nice and straight. So this one's, it's so if you ever were into like, you know, dolls or Barbies, this is kind of what they would have done. So feet are pointing up, hands just behind you, and you're gonna really, this is really great for your posture. So you're gonna press the shoulders down and bring the chest towards me if you're facing your screen. So you kind of, you know, like how a sort of doll sits, super, super straight. So it looks super easy. This is like the most intense pose ever. So looking forwards, so just nice for your posture. And then just let that go. And then see how your back curls a little bit. So do that one more. Oh, there's a kamamushi coming towards me. I'm just gonna leave it. And then we're gonna inhale, chest out towards, so for me, for the window, so towards the front of your, towards your feet. You're gonna press down on your hands. And then you're gonna let that go. So next you're gonna kind of feel, so you know how you were nice and straight, like how you were, you kind of feel that. And what we're gonna do here is bring both hands either to your shins, or if you'd like to go further, up to your feet. And here you're gonna do the same with your spine. So you're gonna have it straining up, looking forwards. So it's really more the chest is going towards your feet. That's it. And then exhale, you're gonna come down. But here, because I want your spine to be nice and long, you might not get the sort of, like, you know, your stomach nice and flat onto your legs. That doesn't matter too much. It's just more really lengthening those legs and really feeling it there. But then you're going to do it differently this time. So you're going to bend, you're going to inhale, come back up, and you're going to bend the knees a little bit. Oops, my back came up. And then here this time we're going to do the same again, but we're going to sort of let ourselves do it more easily because the knees are bent. So you're going to bring your hands either up to your feet or your shins. And then you're going to exhale, bring the chest down, 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 and now you'll see how different that feels. Hopefully it feels a little less intense. And then you can always relax the head. Or if that's not good, just look forwards. And if this is actually really easy for you, you can strain the legs out a little more. And then one day your face will be on your ankles. And then we're going to inhale, coming back up. And what we're going to do here is bring the left leg behind you. We're going to get into pigeon, and then we're going to sort of tuck the right foot. Bring the hands down onto the mat. Bring the left leg behind you, and we're going to stay for quite a while. So we're going to inhale here, and what I really would like you to do, I'm going to check for you guys actually. Right hip back a little bit, and left hip a little bit more forward, and you're going to look forward. That's it. So what essentially is kind of like we did in the lunges earlier, you want to sort of have your hips pointing the same way as your chest and your shoulders. And if you're okay here, this is really intense on your sort of glute and your thigh, you can stay where you are. If you want to go a bit deeper, you can exhale all the way down and then bring yourself down. And then just staying here, I'm just going to get rid of this bug. Let me just check how you're all doing, if I can see. Nice. Yeah, good. Yeah, Jennifer, just stay there, that's good. Oops. Cool. So stay here. Another 3 nice long deep breaths. And this is kind of, your hips is kind of where your emotions tend to, well, they say in yoga that's where your emotions lie. And sometimes people tend to feel teary, so just see how your body feels, see how you feel, check up on yourself. And if there's any discomfort, either just can you stay with it, or can you move a little bit to ease off. Final deep breath here. And then you're going to press the hands down. If you're not up already, just slowly come up, 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 up. If you're already up, just stay where you are. And we're just going to bring the right knee back. So here you're going to get into a sort of tabletop. So just wiggle the hips, up, down. Shake it all around. And then you're going to left knee this time is going to come up to your left wrist.
and then you're going to bring the left foot towards the right wrist, and the right foot's going to come back, back, back. And then here again, you might feel left side maybe is your less sort of lengthened side, so just be kind with yourself. And then right hip's going to come a little more forward, left hip back. So if this is if your left leg is forward. And then you're going to either stay exactly where you are. For me, this is like super intense on this side. And then you're going to bring yourself all the way down, and here we're going to do about 5 long breaths like we did earlier. Just staying here. Either high up or low down. And just tap into the breath. So if you did the yoga we did last week, it's just the same breath as we did at the beginning. Just nice long breaths here. Just check everybody. Slowly bring ourselves to the last breath. Nice deep one here. And then pressing the palms down if you're not up already. Putting a bit of strength there, you're going to bring yourself up. And then you're going to just bring the left leg back. And then we're just going to get into child's pose again. So if you need to wiggle the bum, you're more than welcome to. Any niggles in your lower back. You're going to bring the bum back. And then here, let's just bring the knees out. And then you're going to bring yourself all the way down. So here, if you're high up, it's no bother. If you'd like to bring your forehead down, and if you've got your palms on the mat, just really press those palms down a little further up towards the front of the mat. So you can really elongate your spine. And just staying here for 5 breaths. I'm going to sort of slow down now. Slow down. So 2 more deep breaths here. Final breath here. You're going to press the palms down on the mat. You're going to inhale up. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. And I'm going to bring the knees out. So I would like to do a long shavasana. I think we all deserve it. So you're going to bring the feet down, and then we're going to bring ourselves back. And just before we start, which is the last pose, if you've never done yoga before, this is like my favorite pose. It's essentially sort of yoga nap time, but you're not meant to sleep. But that's kind of an easy way to say it. So you bring the left hand on top of your heart, and then the right hand on top of your stomach. And here, just take a few breaths, just see how you feel. I think that everybody is under normal life stresses, and then the uncertainty of what's going on at the moment with the virus, with the pandemic. You know, I think everybody knows someone who's got it by now, so it's definitely scary, and that's fine. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be paranoid. It's okay just to let yourself feel, and it's also okay to feel happy and grateful. It's essentially just okay to feel. So here we're going to inhale and just see where your breath is. Is it more in your stomach? Is it more in your chest? Let's just try and bring that breath more to your stomach. We're going to do 2 more breaths. So sort of feel that breath more in your belly. hopefully your lower back feels okay. If you've got any lower back issues here, you can always bring your feet together into sort of a butterfly position, which kind of brings the knees out. Or if you need to kind of move to make your lower back comfortable, your body comfortable, just find what feels good here. We can still move. We're going to bring both hands out to the side, so kind of a little bit more further out than from your hips, and the feet are just sort of out. And if you really want to feel grounded, so essentially you want to feel a bit more like secure, you can always bring your palms down towards the mat, essentially towards the ground, or bring your palms up if you just want to totally relax. And here there is literally absolutely nothing for you to do, which I think this day and age is incredibly difficult to do, but it looks easy, so we can all try. So final pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. So you want to really relax your entire body. So you can start from your face, so relaxing the forehead, relaxing your eyes, your eyelids, and just keep breathing slowly, focusing on the breath. And inevitably, when we do nothing, our mind starts to think of, what do I have for dinner? What should I do for lunch? All sorts of things. So see those thoughts, acknowledge them. If they're a bit darker, that's okay too. But just don't take much attention of your thoughts. Just let them go, kind of like they're a cloud in the sky. And then just focus again on relaxing jaw, your mouth, the tongue, then relaxing the neck, letting go of any tension there, and then your shoulders, and feeling the back of your spine on your mat, on the ground. Then you want to relax the left arm all the way down to the left wrist, and just let go of any tension in your hand, the palm, relaxing the left fingertips, they can curl gently. And then relaxing the right arm all the way to the right wrist, letting your palm relax, the right fingertips relax, and then you want to relax your chest, let go of any tension there in your heart. Let it melt down on top of the mat. Then if you have any tension in your stomach, let that go. Let that area relax. The stomach is your area of power. For now you can let that go. Then relaxing the lower back, relaxing the hips, then you're going to relax the right thigh, letting go of any tension there, relaxing the knee, the shin, the right ankle, relaxing the back of your right foot. And finally, your toes, and then relaxing the left hip, the left thigh. If you have any tension there in your knee or your shin, relax that leg. And then relaxing the left ankle, relaxing the back of your left foot. Finally, relaxing your toes. stay here now. Just stay here and breathe. Any thoughts that come, pay them no attention. Focus more on your relaxation. This is your time for you. So I'll leave you a few moments in silence, and then I'm going to make a ring with the bell. And you can also stay there when that rings. I'll be back in touch in a second. Gently coming back into your body, into your space. Just going to wiggle the fingertips and the toes. Then when you're ready, we're just going to bring both knees in towards the chest. Just give yourself a little hug. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but let's thank our bodies, ourselves, for taking the time to take care of ourselves. It's good to have a little gratitude. Always helps to make things that are a bit crap seem a little bit nicer. And then right knee and left knee is going to come down to the right side of the mat. You're just going to stay here for one breath, just kind of in a fetal position. And you're going to bring the left arm down, you're going to bring yourself up, and we're just going to bring ourselves into a cross-legged position. And then you're going to bring both hands out to the side, and then we're going to inhale, hands up towards the sky. Then hands up to your forehead. You get a little woo-woo here, so
May we have kind and loving thoughts for ourselves and others. And then hands to your mouth. May we have kind and loving communications for ourselves and others. And then hands to your heart. May we have kind and loving intentions for ourselves and others. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm super, super grateful. If you have any comments or anything, let me know. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you.